Hello, sweeties. Let's play. Let's get messy and have some fun and go on an adventure. Are you in? Grab your coffee. You're gonna need it. Hello, sweeties. Still on my first cup of coffee this morning, so this one could be a little rough. Okay. Today's project. Well, okay, it's probably going to be several parts of video, but the project is an altered book. I want to make a memory book for a high school graduate because 'tis the season, and a friend of ours, his daughter is graduating, and this little girl, oh my gosh, she's just gorgeous. We have loved her for a very long time. And she since she was little, she's used my foot as a measuring stick. She used to run up to me to see if her feet were bigger than mine yet, because we had the same size shoe for so long. And yeah, I don't know why. It was just hilarious though. It's like, okay. Of course, that's what I get, I suppose. I used my grandmother as a measuring stick for many years, and my grandma is teeny tiny. Can I just tell you? Teeny tiny. And I thought I was the shizzle the day that I was taller than her. Of course, I got that back in spades as well, because I have a daughter that is 6 foot tall, of which I am not. Oh, we already have craziness in the neighborhood. Part of the reason I do sped up videos with music, one, is for my peeps that listen to it as they're going to sleep. I know how important sleep is supposed to be, so if that helps people sleep, then I'm all down for that. Two, I can't always do real-time chatty videos because there's dogs, there's neighbors banging on my door, there's neighbors getting in fights. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing is going through the book, and I'm just kind of opening up the spine a little bit and kind of checking through the book. There's some little spots and scribbles and that kind of thing. But I don't think it's going to take too much. See, the glue's all made a mess in the spine. I think we can fix that. Okay. To get an overall feel for this particular book. I don't know if I like that. It really did make a mess. What is this? It's the Dictionary of Proper Names. Maybe I should keep this one and study it. I used to be smart once. A long time ago. Have you ever dumbed yourself down just so you didn't make others feel crappy, since they used to get in your face, and somewhere along the way you lose that information because you're not using it, you're not adding to it, you're not practicing it? Don't do that, by the way. If any of you younger gals out there are doing that, stop immediately. You should never have to hide who you are or how smart you are just because you're a girl. Especially because you're a girl. Smart is sexy. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we've got a few spots that I've really got to focus on covering up with the glue that's oozed through the spine. But I think the rest of the book is in pretty good nick. Now, there's some cool pages in here. Okay. So, the next part will be to go through and tear a bunch of pages out, because this is a really thick book. And I've gone with this particular size of book because I wanted to be able to stick, you know, all her graduation cards and stuff in here as well, if she so chooses. So I'm going to do my best to leave a lot of space in it that she could journal and whatnot. Although, we'll see how that goes. I tend to get carried away when I'm making any type of altered book, and they end up so fluffy. And not everybody gets fluffy books. Have you guys noticed this? I mean, they make us squeal in delight, but everybody else is like, it doesn't close. It's like, well, no. That's why we put a special closure on it. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, yep. Okay, shall we begin? Okay, there's a couple pages with a little bit of smuts on the covers. I'm torn also. I don't know if I want to turn this into a juicy book yet or not. I mean, I really do. But we have so much to do to these pages already. Let me just paint them in gold. Do a gold edge. I don't like the way that page sits. What's up with you? Oh, you see, this book's already coming apart. Look at that. How fortuitous. Okay, that one I'll chuck. Okay, so I'm going to leave the first few pages and then start ripping things out. I'll do 2 pages at a time. See how this goes. I'm going to take out 6 or 8 pages in between, I think. We'll see where it's at. I may have to go through it again. Oh, that's not good. Okay, if you're new to this process or new to seeing me do this process, because everybody does it a little different, I'm not too worried about getting every little crumb out of this particular seam here, out of the ditch. Ditch is going to be a ditch. But what we're going to do, where the pages are torn out, the sections of pages are torn out, the page before and the page after are the ones that we'll be gluing together. Okay, so that will all be hidden. And it will keep your spine together. We'll keep it as it was, right? Okay, so there's 2. Because my hands don't want to work, so I've been doing yard work as well. Okay, some of these, if it gets too thick at one end versus the other, I'll come back and tear those out a little. But I'm not usually worried about it. And these are nice thick pages, or reasonably thick pages, so I might turn these into pockets, I'm not sure yet. If you're new to this process, save your pages. We can paint on these, turn them into envelopes. If you have punches or dies or whatever, you can punch them out and cut them out into funny shapes or flowers or, you know, whatever. There's so many things we can do with them, and we're going to. Also, you can use a ruler or something small here and just cut a page, and then you'll have a little bit hanging out, which you can stick different papers to or whatever. So we might do a few of those too. We shall see. You can add your painty papers that way, or stick cards there, or that kind of thing. Okay, this may not be the best book for this, actually. Oh, now I lost count. Okay, let's do this one because I already messed them up. There we go. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Yeah, it's going to look funky, but by the time we get it filled up with other stuff, it should be fine. And I change up as I go as to how many I'm tearing out and how many I'm leaving. Oh, that's a bit big. A little bit big. Oh. Of course, now that I've mentioned the cutting pages down, I should probably show you that as well. What have I got? What have I got? No, that's not cool. All the rulers I have are really fat, or really wide, I should say, not fat. That's a terrible word. Oh yeah, we'll be tearing that out. I've never seen that happen in a book. The glue bleed through like that. Well, this is stitched as well, so that's just weird. Maybe it was a Friday book. Okay, those will be glued together, so we don't have to worry about that. See how we're doing here. Oh yeah, should be alright. Should be alright. Oh, come on, hands. It's always the way, isn't it? You've got to get your hands to cooperate, and then you've got to get the paper to cooperate as well. Now, if you try this and you don't like the way it comes out, that's fine, because you can gut all of the pages out, just take out all of it, and make it a regular junk journal anyway. Okay? Which I may do depending on how this feels when I'm done. And before you say, well, isn't that a big fat waste of time? Probably, but sometimes you have to modify what you're doing based on what the book wants to do. It knows what it wants to be. It really does. I always have more of a tough time the further down the book I get. Okay, those ones I'll chuck because that wasn't a very good tear. Also, I'll get yay far in the book, usually. And to cheat, I will put this here so I know where I got to. I'll do this and start going back the other way. I always leave a few pages and then I begin. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, since this is so boring, I will check back in with you when I get all of this processed. All the pages torn out that I want to tear out, and we'll see where we're at, okay? So I will see you in a second. Okay. Oh, wait. Alright, you guys, let me grab my chair here. Oh. Ow! That was an ankle. Okay, so we've got the pages thinned down and our book looks a little funky, but we're going to shove it full of other stuff, so it's going to be fine. This part I find horrendously tedious and I don't like it at all. It's why I'd prefer to make a full-on junk journal. Let's see, I'm going to start somewhere in the middle here. We're going to find where we've torn pages out and glue the opposing pages together. Ugh. So I'll do a couple with you and then I'll come back once they're all done. I try to stand my book up as best as possible, glue that, and as I put the page on top of it, I pull everything this direction so that the pages are still aligned. Otherwise I get them all off center and kittywampus, and well, that's not going to make for a good book. I put glue all over the page. Grab this next one before I do that. There we go. Okay, let me grab my big, I have a Bondo spreader. I shove it in the ditch and just smooth the page out. And I tend not to get glue all the way to the very edge, but I'm going to put washi tape on the edges, I think. So I don't have to worry about that too terribly. Okay. There's one. So we just do this over and over and over again. Unless you want to make some of these page sections into pockets. When I do that, I use wet glue, just Elmer's white school glue. And I put some along the ditch edge. Let me get this here. Oh. There's two. There's one there. Okay. If I'm going to do a pocket, I'll put just a little bit of wet glue along this edge, and this edge, and then glue these together. And that makes you a large pocket. Or you can put glue in the middle as well and make two pockets for tags or something. But we'll add a couple of those, I'm sure. Okay, do like so. Wind up my glue. That one I got glue over the edge, so we'll pick that off and stick it to our scrap paper here. Okay. Let's see, let me jump to a different section in the book. I want to make sure we've got some that are pages and some that we turn into pockets. Oh, let me grab that before I begin. Alright. I'm not sure about this inner spine. I don't think as much glue stuck to the outside of the book as it should have, or outside of the text block. So I don't know, we'll see. I can still always cut it all out and just make a junk journal, which I've been known to do. I love junk journals though. How could you not? Okay, grab that one there. Wind up our glue stick. I think the other reason I like junk journals, where you get the book and just use the cover, you tend not to waste so, or I shouldn't say waste, you tend not to use so much glue, you know? There we go. Oh, I got a ton of glue off of that one. Ew, squidgy. Okay, there's one. So yeah, it's a very, very boring part of the book. My favorite part's, well, my favorite part's giving it, because by that point I don't want to look at it anymore. Well, that's not always true. Some of them come out so good, it's like, oh, I don't want to give it away. I'm bonded with it. But I give them away anyway, because it's not like I need any more of these things, you know? Okay. There's one there. So yeah, because this takes me quite a while, I'm really slow at doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I can whip through painty papers or that kind of thing. But the prep work for these books takes me a really long time. I don't know why. Maybe because I really don't enjoy this part at all. I imagine that's it right there, but I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll continue this part and then I'll come back when it's done and the pages are dried, because I don't want to mess with them if they're still damp. Alright, so I'll check in with you in a second. Okay, so I've glued with the stick glue pages together where we'd torn pages out, so we cover out any smuts that was left behind. Some of them are still feeling a little damp, although it is cool in the house, so everything feels chilly to the touch. Oh, we should be alright. The next part I do, I'm going to grab a couple of clips here. I'm going to use school glue, just plain old white school glue, and I've put little torn post-its here so I know where I want to make pockets out of these ones. Instead of gluing these together with the glue stick, I'm going to, actually what I need to do is find some wax paper. Magic! I have this stuff everywhere, it's ridiculous. Because I always make a mess, and I don't want to glue pages that we don't want glued together. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put a small, well, that's way too much glue. Anywho, put a bead of glue there. One, and I do squiggly line here because I'm going to smash it down. And a small squiggly line here. And following the same rule as before, grab the page you want and move the spine over so that your pages line up better. Alright, got that. There we go. And I squidge out any excess glue, and that will give us a pocket, right? Do you see? Okay, but what I'm going to do, this part takes me way longer because I like to do one at a time, let it dry a little bit because I don't want to mess anything up. And I'm going to use that to put a little space in between. So, that's how I do my pockets. I will come back when they're all done and all dry. Okay, it's going to take a while for this part to happen. And then we get to play with it. So I'll be back. Hey guys, okay, just checking in. Oh, this is going to take all of a week, I think. I've got all the pages stuck together as I wanted. I remarked all the ones that are pockets so I can dress them differently, so I know where I'm going with those as far as making note cards or something other to put in there. So far I'm okay with how it's come out. Could be a little prettier here probably, but we're going to dress up all the pages so that part's not even going to matter, I don't think. I'm torn on what I want to do with the cover. I have a couple different fabrics that I'm just absolutely in love with that I might sew and do awesomeness with, but I'm not sure yet. It would depend on time, because this weekend I have to make a graduation cake, and then next weekend is her the graduation cakes for a friend in nursing school, and next week is this is due as far as gift giving for high school graduation. So crazy busy. So what I've got this far, I've gone through with a bunch of random different papers, cut them down to the size that I want. They're not going to be full coverage. I don't want that. I want mostly covered pages, like so. God, that's pretty. Look at that. Do not ask where I got, you know, which paper packs these are. These are years of collecting them. I'm still trying to work my way through them. But I've got the first set done, which gets me not quite one. This stack right here gets me about, let's see, yay far in the book with just one side. So what I'm doing is going back through, and I will be making more. I get 2 of this size page out of the 12 by 12 paper. So I'll be working on that over the course of this weekend. I've got a bunch of stuff to do. But these are all different papers than these ones, and then we'll try and make them as even as possible throughout. Look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. It's all shiny. Shiny and blingy. See? Lovely. The bad part is it's double-sided. I love them both. But what I might do is, depending on how they sit when I cut them down, do one up, one down. So yeah, I'll be cutting those and then snipping the corners and inking all the way around. I've also saved, as one should, all the little offcut pieces that we've cut from taking our paper size down to this size. So we've got a lot of options as far as making embellishments, pockets, note cards, that kind of thing. I have stacks of these now. And whatever doesn't get used in this journal, then we'll have ready to go for other things, which is always fun. But we've got different sizes from the edges, all trimmed down, so we can make borders and that kind of thing. Or just make random pages, whatever's clever. We have plenty of options. Should keep us out of trouble for a little bit. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so I will leave this video here, and I will check in, well, it'll be Tuesday for me, but I will check in to show you where I'm at, and hopefully I will have all of this done and these stuck in ready to go. And then we can start doing the fun part. And dressing it up and making it pretty and adding lace and ribbons and that kind of thing, you know? Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for this one to be done already. But yeah, I'm loving this. We've got vintage looking stuff with just random papers, but it actually works for this one. Normally that would bug me, but I'm digging it. It's very cool. Very cool. So I'm excited. So that's it for part 1, and I will see you guys in part 2. Oh, wish me luck. I'm going to need a whole lot of energy drinks this weekend, I think. Something. Yeah. Although, let me show you this real quick. What I'm using as a cake topper came in yesterday. Can you see that? It's a bobblehead Betty Boop, the nurse figurine. How cool is that for a nursing grad? Yeah? I'm so excited to make this cake. It's ridiculous. But yeah, she's a bobblehead boob. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be fun. Alrighty. I need to go finish design or mock up the rest of the design for cake, make sure I've got that going, and I will play with the rest of this over the course of the weekend between doing cake and yard work. And I want to wish you guys all a happy Mother's Day, though this will go up next week. I do hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. Know that I love you. Okay, bye.